I'm Candy Charms, I'm 27, and my boobs look like 2 balloons, bigger than my head, like huge. When I was a young girl, I always loved Pamela Anderson. I used to think she was absolutely beautiful. So when I hit puberty and I got large breasts, I was happy. The older boys would talk to me and want to get my attention, and then the older girls, they didn't like it. For my first breast job, I had 420cc silicone, which took me up to about a double D, and I loved them. Yeah, they look really good. I would always post pictures on Facebook and take selfies, and I'd even get my little brother to take photos of me, and that's what started to get me a lot of attention and a lot of job offers. As my boobs got bigger and I went up to 1200cc, as I went bigger with my breasts, it made me realise that the bigger I went, the more money that I could make from them. I didn't realise that big boobs was such a big fetish. It gave me the opportunity to launch my own website, and I decided to go from the 1200cc to the 2500cc, as I thought, you know, the bigger the better. When I woke up from that surgery, I instantly regretted it. They were huge. They was pushed up towards my collarbone. I struggled with day-to-day life. I've travelled to Florida to have my breasts reduced. I knew that I would lose some fans, but I had to do this for me. I could only go down 700cc to prevent having excess skin and sagging of the breast. I'm here to see Dr. Nassif and Dr. Dubrow to see if they can help me repair my breasts. I do have quite a large gap in between them, so I was just hoping that I could close that gap. Right now I still want to keep the size, and you know, because I need to maintain my website. I know that's a lot of weight pulling on my chest, but I want to fix what issues I have now and get, you know, the best surgeon possible to fix them.
Our next patient's named Candy. Candy has had multiple previous breast operations and has very, very large breast implants.
Like that big?
Like that big.
Like that big?
Like that big.
No, not like that big. Maybe
No.
like that big?
Giant. Giant breast implants.
What? Those are 2 basketballs there.
Yeah. Look at the pulling from these large implants. But her goal is to downsize them, so this is something we can potentially help her with.
Can you please send in Candy?
Hi.
Dr. Nassif.
Hello. Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So Candy, we're looking at your record a bit, okay? And obviously you've had a number of procedures on your breasts.
I have. My mum always says to me, my first boob job was my best one, and I should never have messed around with them and had more, because obviously you just get more and more complications. And I had 420cc.
I'll bet those look great.
About 3 years later, I had 1200cc.
Wait a minute, you went from over 400 to 1200 cc's in each breast?
Just like that. You're essentially stretching the skin over 200%. When you do that, you're exposing Candy and her skin to the risk of the wound popping open and the implant becoming exposed. If that happens, she could lose the implants and actually never be able to be reconstructed again.
So I just wasn't happy, and then I wanted to go larger, between 2000 and 2500.
Saline.
Silicone.
2500cc silicone?
Yeah, I had them custom made. They were.
Really? The largest silicone implants that are made in this country are 800cc.
2500 cc's.
In order to place a 2500cc implant, you'd have to have it custom made outside of this country. And if you put it in this country, you would be a criminal.
Instantly, within even the first week, I had like pulling on my skin, like
Right.
from my neck, like coming down from the weight. The only thing was, when I went so big, it launched my career. It made me able to have my successful website. It was weird.
Okay, so what did you do? You went from 2500 then down to what?
I've got 1800 at the minute, but I went to saline. But I didn't realise that saline looks so much different to silicone.
Right.
They're a lot smaller, and even now I'm getting so many comments. Why did you remove them? You know, people, please go bigger again. But I did it for myself. I just want them to look a little bit nicer. They're not exactly how I wanted them to look. And I've got quite a large gap between them still. Because I think just because the pocket come out to the side, yeah.
What is your goal? You're trying to back down now?
And ultimately, when I leave the industry, to drop that much, I think I'd lose probably a lot of members to my website.
But your ultimate goal, once this part of your career is done, is to go down to 1,000?
Yeah, I'd like to reduce them more, maybe down to like 1,400.
So why don't we go ahead, go into the other room and do a careful physical exam, okay?
Yeah. I'm just hoping that I can make my breasts look as perfect as possible.
The First thing we're going to do is just look and see what's going on. You have stretch marks on the internal surface. Stretch marks are indicative of skin that has been damaged.
Yeah.
The second thing we see are these cords or bands.
Yeah.
And this is basically internal soft tissue thickenings that indicate that the area is under a great amount of tension or pulling.
Yeah.
All right? And then
The veins.
And then the third thing that Dr. Nassif is pointing out is that your vascular system is under great distress. You're kind of at an end stage of breast tissue and skin expansion. Yeah. I'm not going to mince words. Your breasts are screaming unhappy, okay? Your breasts are in great distress. And raise your arms. Look at this pulling here.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm surprised that doesn't hurt, but look at this band right here. That is amazing, you know?
Can you get rid of them?
Yeah, if you downsize these breasts, they will immediately go away.
Okay.
You really are suffering major complications related to these really large breast implants, then something is going to give. And usually the soft tissue starts to thin out so much that the overlying skin gets thinner and thinner due to the pressure of the underlying breast implant, and it pops out and you've got a major breast disaster and you lose everything.
Wow.
What I think you should consider is to take them down to a reasonable size and immediately do a lift on them.
Yeah, that's something I've tried to avoid all the time.
We've always tried to keep in mind her work, but if it's coming to a point where it's affecting her day-to-day life, then we'll
That's why I
always...
downsized. At this moment in time, I wouldn't be able to go that small.
Right.
If I do so much topless work, I just wouldn't want them to look any uglier.
I would ask you to really carefully think about the path you're going down, because you might make a little less money having a lot smaller breasts, but you would make a lot less money having no breasts.
I know that I'm not going to keep them forever, but at the moment, I don't want to go down that small. It's not something I'm willing to do with my career. Thank you.
Lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
And you. Thank you for everything.